Alrighty, welcome to Fire Breathing Kittens, an actual play tabletop RPG podcast, because today we traditionally, do Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, but we ain't doing that today. Because I'm in the seat. We don't say names, but imagine I said my name there. DM's driving the car today. And we're doing Gun and Slinger, a wonderful little indie darling from Nevin Holmes. Thanks for making this game. Cool move. I like it. They have a lot of different versions, so if you like what you hear today, check out that work and shoot some money into an artist's pocket. What's Gun and Slinger, you might ask? This is a deck of cards-based role-playing game designed for 2 players and can be run without a DM, so I don't even need to be here, technically. I could leave whenever I want.
Please don't. I don't know what's going on.
And I'm going to leave my camera on. I'm just going to leave the room. But it's designed for 2 people, the gun and the slinger. Both through little twists of destiny. The traditional setting of Gun and Slinger is very dope, and you should check it out. We are doing it in universe a little bit with the traditional Fire Breathing Kittens setting. But these are 2 things bound by fate and the twist, which is a pervasive force, think sort of like eldritch, horror-y type energy that has destroyed the world, is the general gist for the twist. Yeah, you'll see how the twist affects both our players and the world of draws. We begin in the Yosekai. Eagle-eared listeners might recognize that world. It is an alien plane to the plane in which draws lies. And now we get to figure out what happens there. Cool, and with that, I will introduce our gun.
Well, hey there. My name is Maliokus.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I am, not quite a gun. I'm more a living sword, you see, because I used to be a jester in hell, but one thing led to another, and now my soul is engraved into this here bastard sword. So, as you can imagine, I'm an agent of trickery, and I like pulling pranks and making things difficult for anyone else. Magatama, she has a sense for evil, but that will often get thrown off by the thing she carries on her back, i.e. me.
Me spinning around like a compass, going, where's the evil? It's behind me.
And this is my regular player voice, just in case people get confused.
We're going to follow our slinger.
Hello, I am Magatama. I'm using a character voice so that you can tell when my character is talking versus when I am. And she's like a incarnation of Jade, because 10,000 years ago, Jade wasn't alive, So in Gun and Slinger, you get like a 1-page character sheet with maybe 5 specifications. It's a little bit simpler than D&D. You list the pronouns, so Magatamas are she, her. A trinket that they have, so I've carried over paper promises. Some stats. I've got this extra stat called It's So Defensible, where I can take a harm for an ally. And then you explain how the twist has touched you. She looks kind of like a normal old lady, except that her eyes are completely black.
Ooh.
And it says, an ancient word is etched into your mind. What is it? Mine is courage. You have a sense that others don't. What is it? And mine is a sense for evil. And I have that courage and a sense for evil because I'm going with the classic. My village got killed by a monster backstory. Zombies got my granddaughter. So much like John Wick, I'm coming for them.
Zombies got my granddaughter coming out this fall.
Yeah, that's a pulp novel waiting to happen, isn't it?
Yeah, that name is too good.
But it should probably be worth mentioning that none of us have actually played this gun and slinger system before. So if you at home have played it and you want to shout at us, bear that in mind. If you have not played it and you're interested in playing it, go and have a look for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely give Nevin Holmes money.
Yeah.
And don't blame him for our mistakes. We will play this wrong.
Yeah, that's
Speaking
why.
of rules, I will do a quick go over the rules. Maybe is that good?
Yeah, for the listeners.
For the definitely not for us.
Rules?
we have seen these rules before. We promise, listeners. All right. No.
We read the whole book.
Oh yeah. All right. So the first thing is a stat check. Like an ability check, like a sleight of hand or perception in Dungeons and Dragons, if you're going to go do a stat check in Gun and Slinger, first you go fish, because we have a deck of cards, and I should have started with that. We play with a deck of cards instead of a d20 dice. There.
I think I said that up top.
There we go.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was
Okay.
one of the first words said.
Dude,
Good.
wait, guys, we're excited. We get to use cards.
I love cards.
Throw those dice out the window.
So you're stat checking, right? You want to know if you stealthed well or if you perceptioned well. First, you go fish for a pair. You can ask for a card, for example, like, do you got a 9? From either your fellow players, so the slinger can ask the gun, or the gun can ask the slinger, or from the maestro. Everybody has a hand of 5 cards to start. If they don't have the card that you're looking for, well, we've got a pen here, so we're going to write that information down. Hey, I know where that 9 is. And then you draw a card from the deck and add that to your hand. So then after the go fishing round, you've still got to do that stat check. So you can either spend a pair from your hand, for example, a pair of 3s, or you can spend nothing. Don't do that. And then you add your stat that goes with it. So for example, if you're trying to do that dexterity check, you add your light on your toes stat of maybe like +2. Heads up, Magatama, very bad at that. So that would be your 3 for your pair. The pair value is worth whatever that card is. So a pair of 3s is worth 3. And then 2 for your stat is 5. The difficulty is that, like, Maestro, you have these. It's like 5 is easy, like 8 is hard, and like 12 is very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But more or less. Like 11 is like, okay, come on.
All right. And then now I'll go over the specific cards. Face cards can't pair. So you wouldn't ask for a pair of jacks. A single one passes a check, and you do that after the fishing step, as we discussed. A king can pass any check. A queen can pair with any card. A jack, you can play it at any time to draw 3 cards. And an ace, aces are special. If you play it during a major success, which is during combat, extra bonus, good things happen. But you got to be careful during blind plays, which are combats, because you can bust. It's kind of like blackjack for combats. So we'll talk about aces more later. Okay. More rules, guys? Should I say more rules? I got more. Small bit of rules.
Yeah, go ahead. If you're hungry for rules,
I love rules.
let's feed.
Okay. All right. Players are always fed and hydrated. You don't have to worry about food and water. NPCs that exist in the world would prefer to be offered favors than money. This is like a post-apocalyptic world. What's cash gonna get you?
Mm-hmm.
When your hand is empty, you draw 3, and you heal only at the session end. Or never, you could die, because 3 major wounds will kill you. When you go to combat, that's called a blind play, and that's basically blackjack. You want to beat the house. So, for example, when you play blackjack, if the house stops at 15, you want to beat 15, but you don't want to bust, which is to go over 21. And that's combat. Combat is generally 1 round in Gun and Slinger. So for the D&D players that are expecting multi-round combat, no, we're just going to shoot each other and die. So it's going to be real fast.
Yeah.
Yep.
Magatama can wield that blade.
Yes, that's right. I'm going to be...
Just chopping people.
Yeah. Throwing a bastard sword. All right, so there's the rules. Take it away, DM. Thanks for letting me get my rules lawyers out. I got the itch,
Hey, you could be the world's first gun and slinger rules lawyer.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Little snippet. Oh my God, you would be. That little snippet people will put on YouTube and be like, okay, here, if you want to play, here you go.
Yeah.
That was beautiful and succinct. So we start our story in the beautiful world of Yosekai, a verdant planet untouched by magic. The simple relationship with the people, the satyrs, the dryads and things like that, is a beautiful unity with nature. Bugs are Little Mermaid style, like friendly little, hey, how's it going? You ride a big beetle to get to work. It's really nice. And everybody there is generally pretty happy and kind. Magatama, your eyes aren't black. There is no twist. What a simple childhood you had. You remember the day that they opened the Moon Gate, a massive Stargate, portal, so that they could share their loving nature ways with the universe. They just wanted to chill in, other planes. A swirling portal emerges. People are smiling, whoa, oh my goodness, this is the first true attempt at magic in this world. And then the hand came out. A massive giant's hand emerging through the portal, grabbing people, feeling around as someone rummaging through their pocket. Back through the portal. And then no swirling vortex, but a massive iris, looking in like a child looking through a doll's house. Ripping, fingers clawing through the portal. People are running, screaming. The portal is ripped asunder. The giant's fingers being cut off like snipped scissors as the dust from this destroyed gate covers the sky and the land. This massive beast's flesh decaying rapidly like an alien on a foreign planet. This dust gets everywhere, covering these happy little mermaid creatures. The moths twist and grow, driving into beings' flesh, transforming the people in the landscape. This is the birth of the Ekenblim. We cut to Agatama's
she's like 90, isn't she?
Yeah, we cut 80 years into the future, roughly. This is no longer a verdant planet. The trees are sparse, dense clusters of twisted and gnarled trunks. It's a strange sort of beauty, but it pimples upon the flesh of a teenager. It's sparse and not great to look at. Magatama. And, well, actually, you know what? Let's cut to hell. Maliokas.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that moment when you last touched your realm? It was pretty rough. Could we just, let's get your entrance into the world so the listeners can be like, why is there a magic talking sword?
Well, see, back in the day, as I said, I was a jester for whoever was in charge of hell at the time. Because, as you can imagine, there's a quick turnover rate with rulers. People always want to be in charge, you see? So I was just setting myself up to be the one constant throughout hell. As you can imagine, that didn't work out super well, so... But I'm not bitter about it. I'm not bitter about it because, let's face it, all we ever did in hell was send out cold calls to people asking about insurance, so it was kind of boring, to be honest.
That's where those come from.
Oh my god, that was you?
Well, hey, who else would invent those things? As I mentioned, because I was a bit of a prankster, I sealed my soul into a sword. But then I got stolen for reasons best known to someone else. And I got passed from collector to collector all through the centuries. No one could quite get my sense of humor. So someone stuck me in a stone, and I waited and waited for someone who could tolerate me.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. And soon here came Granny Magatama, who I'm fairly confident is deaf in at least one ear. So she physically cannot hear what I have to say.
It's like a low murmuring to her, to Megatama.
Yes.
Constantly going.
Which is strange when you think about it, because I communicate telepathically.
Well, Magatama is into ASMR, right? Like,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, she just thinks she's getting old.
It's the ringing in my ears.
Grandma, put in your your hearing aid. No.
That would only make it louder.
Yeah. Exactly. Beautiful. Magatama, when did you first lay your hands upon your sword? It just struck me. They do have a version. I think it's like Knight and Sword or something.
Yeah. We
that
took
we
Slinger
probably-
and Sword. We're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd have to do a different accent, see?
Yeah. Well, in the book, they do say mix and match. Do whatever you want.
Oh, cool. How did you guys meet? What's your meet cute?
Oh, right. Well, much like John Wick, you don't mess with his dog. You don't eat my granddaughter. They had always said, beware the dangers of the cursed sword. And there was a sword sticking out of the stone. And when Magatama had nothing else to lose, she went to the cursed sword in the stone and pulled it out. And it came out real easy. It did. And then it started talking. And she realized that the curse was not anything else per se. It was... Hi, Meliokas.
Yeah, that was me. I remember that day. It was a Wednesday, I want to say. As the sun was just coming above the horizon, and I felt a hand on my hilts, and I was like, it's very wrinkly. But yeah, I got pulled out. Well, I much prefer being out in the fresh air than I do in that stone.
Cool. So, awesome. You've been wielding Maliokus, for what, years, decades, months?
Months.
I'd say maybe about 6 months, yeah.
I don't have that long. Don't time skip me that much.
Yeah, she only has a certain amount of time left. You see?
Wonderful. So it's been a couple months. How do you get by in this wasteland? I mean, the Ekenblim have ruled for years now. Their rule is like a quick rise to power. They don't, necessarily reside in massive palaces, but huge cocoons dot the landscape, sucking the life from it. So it's like a big cocoony palace. It's weird. That leaves the rest of the world pretty sparse, The native satyrs and dryads have dwindled incredibly low in population, so to see a human, we're gonna call them human, but they are AU humans. They're different to a native, different plane. It's much more common. How do you get by?
Well, I'm merely a humble sword, so I'm of no interest to any insects.
He does not eat much because he is a bastard sword. And I also do not eat much. As you age, your metabolism slows.
Oh, I meant for work.
It's like any other day. You get up, you kill a zombie, you keep going, you sleep. Sometimes you sleep a lot, every 2 hours. That's life.
So just mostly zombie killing. Dope. We join you on one of those zombie killing days. You've been put to work, Maliokus, pretty good today. Your senses are different, but the feeling of ripping through flesh, you're like, oof, I did that a lot today. It's not necessarily good or bad, but, the sensation is striking. There is an incursion very near here where the Ekenblim have been establishing another one of their moon gates to invade another world. That means there's going to be so many more zombies because they're going to flutter over and that terrible dust is going to rise more of the dead. With this in mind, like, what's your choose plan? If you were to raid one of their mansions, it would be, like, a lot of work, but then, no Moongate. Or you can just deal with the coming zombie hordes. And there's a town nearby of, like, living folk, if you want to warn them or stock up or ask for help or anything. But you've been doing this for a couple months now, and you guys know, like, things are about to get hard.
Hey, Grandma, I got some good news for you.
What? Speak up,
Hello?
child.
I'll change frequency.
Oh, no.
Grandma, I got some good news for you. I may sound a bit different going through this frequency, but I assure you it's totally normal. There are a load more zombies coming over the horizon. If you want to go kill them, then we can go kill them. Otherwise, there's a town over there we could probably get some supplies and whatnot at. Maybe some bagels.
It has been a very long time since I've had a bagel.
Well, I could do with a bit of cream cheese on my blade if you get my drift.
I am curious how this would... Do I just use you to spread the cream cheese and you eat it that way?
Well, I don't know. Let's go find out.
Okay.
I'm switching back to my regular frequency.
DM challenge, how does a sword eat? If a sword ate a bagel, would he eat it like this or would he eat it like this?
I think as a sword, I would absorb whatever was on the blade.
Yeah.
So you know how swords can be known as like bloodthirsty, right? You dip the sword into blood and it soaks up the blood. What about cream cheese? What about like mustard and ketchup and like icing? Like,
a nice soup.
what about you get some ice cream or something? No sword has ever been described as ice cream thirsty before.
One listener is just like, I did that in my campaign. Cool. So, town for bagels, is that the move?
Yeah.
All right.
You got to stock up before a fight. Like the fight is going to happen, right?
Yeah.
You may as well eat first.
Beautiful. So, Magatama, have you been to this town before?
Oh, yes, many years ago, when I was a small child. It might have changed since then.
Wonderful. It very much has. Population's constantly dwindling. But the most striking feature is massive walls have been erected. Like, making things out of wood is expensive because trees are so sparse. But huge pillars of wood around a much smaller town than you remember. Towns here generally not named or named under like families, as like I said, human populations dwindling, so it's basically large families because people are trying to reproduce quickly. But those frickin' Ekenblim keep kidnapping people.
Okay. Can I do my first stat check of the game? It's the I've been around stat check to try to find someone I know.
Oh, I wish you would.
Ooh, okay. So we're using deck.of.cards.net. Thank you, deckofcards.net, for our online deck of cards. And I can see my hand, but I can't see anybody else's hand. So I think I'm going to go fish, right? And then present a pair, and right?
You can ask me or
Yeah.
your sword. No, I'm going to keep calling it gun. You could use me or your gun, or you ask us for cards.
Okay.
Or just pull, I think.
All right. And then I add my stat when I'm done. So my stat is 2. This is the one thing I'm good at. I've been around, I've been everywhere, man. Adding 2 to this. If it's easy, I need at least 3. So I'll say, Maestro, you got a 4?
Could you go ahead and go fish for me?
Oh.
Which, by the way, next time, the adults out there, if you're like drinking, play Go Fish because it gets very mean and very funny.
And at this point, I present a pair, and then if I really suck, my stat's only a 2. So like if I don't have a pair, I'm up a creek. then my partner can put down a card. I am going to put down you guys can see this?
Ooh, a 7.
A pair of 7s. And then my stat is +2, so that's a 9 overall.
I had a 6 in mind. So you are totally chillin', Magatama. You see someone you know.
Yay!
They're working the gate guard position. There's big wooden doors, large enough for like a big carriage, but not much bigger. And there's 2 guys in the front. You see one of them. You knew him, like, I don't know, like 3-4 years ago. Or how long ago were you here? Like decades? Or...
It's been a while, yeah.
Okay, cool. So you knew this kid when he was young.
What if like everyone in this world, the only survivors are all like 80 or 90 years old?
Oh, goodness.
They're all
The zombies don't want us because we don't have enough life to suck out.
Yeah. You just get left. It's not worth it.
We wake up and everyone else got, we were like, what happened? I didn't hear anything. I was deaf. Sleeping. Oh, it's a bummer, man.
Yeah, we'll say the population is definitely slated towards older people, as the young and beautiful are often just kidnapped.
Oh, that's right. The Ekenblim are like, come be an artist with us, be an Ekenblim. So they would be taking the pretty, yeah. And then the zombies, yeah.
And like, they don't have to invade. They don't have to invade. These are like native, so they just go down the street and grab somebody instead of like, yeah. Not that people higher in age can't be beautiful artists. Everyone is beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to call him Nevin for no particular reason. I see Nevin guarding the gate. Nevin's my age. I knew him as a child, and I'm going to say, walking up with the sword sticking out from behind my shoulder, I'm going to say, hello, Nevin. It is me, Magatama.
He looks at this this crone with black eyes and a massive sword. Goes, oh my gosh, Magata, how could it's been so long? You look great.
Oh, shucks. Thank you.
What brings you by? I remember you killed a bunch of zombies when I was a kid. Are you still killing zombies?
Hey, you know what they're doing.
Then who did you kill?
Hey,
They weren't zombies.
Well, wait, hold on.
The zombies are new, DM.
Well, okay, it doesn't line up with the canon though, because as soon as the Ekenblim were created, they start shedding dust, so it would have started. Yeah. So we could say that just like your village like fell, just like many do.
Oh, well, it's all in a day's work. Someone's got to do it.
Oh, great. Well, we're pretty safe here. Lady Thomas actually had these walls commissioned a couple years ago, and things are going great. So I guess you won't have to work too hard, huh?
I'm quickly running out of favors to barter. I'll
Hey,
usually
enough
do
about the
nothing.
small talk. Ask about the bagels.
Well, as a traveling person, I don't get to often eat prepared baked goods very often. So I was wondering if I could kill some zombies for you, get a bagel and right down, eat some cream cheese. I have this wonderful sword. I draw Meliokas. And I'm like, are you sure that I could not do anything to help the town a little bit?
Oh, I mean, you'd have to go down to Oppenheimer's Bagels.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
But yeah, no, of course. Hey, Edwina, can we get the gate open? And he yells up to somebody who's like, yeah, no problem.
Edwin is like, what?
Yeah. You gotta speak into my good ear. Edwina, I'm 20 feet away from you. I can't. I'm yelling as loud as I can.
Is that Magatama? Hello?
It is Magatama.
How's your granddaughter?
Oh, no. Oh, she's good. She's dead, though. But yeah, she's fine.
What?
I had the best granddaughter in the world.
Do you want me to open the gate?
Yes, please.
What? I'll open the gate. Would you like a sandwich?
Yes, please.
So, as Edwina cranks the pulley to open the gates,
Ow, my back!
she pulls her back, and then you see a little rope descend with like tied around like a small wooden box with a sandwich in it.
So I'm past the gate or I'm through the gate?
The door is open, and then they like send one down, like the videos where somebody puts a laundry basket for a cat.
Oh, because stairs are hard. Okay, I get it.
She's not walking down there.
She's not walking. Okay. I completely understand. And I take the sandwich and I say, do you need any favors?
You can help me down. I hurt my back.
Oh, perfect. And I 90-year-old shuffle up the stairs and I help her down for her frequent bathroom break and then help her back up.
The whole process takes a full 8 minutes.
Of course.
Cool. But with that done, you've gained entrance to the town.
And the sandwich is a very dry cheese sandwich. No
Yeah.
butter or anything on it, just bread, cheese, bread.
Oh, these get stuck in my dentures, so I don't particularly like these.
Why do you think she gave it away?
I have so much bad bread and cheese, but I'm not going to stop making sandwiches. You're just giving out terrible sandwich. I got to get rid of this bread and cheese. Cool. So you don't particularly like these, not great. Are you going to the bagelry? Or you've heard of this Lady Thomas, who you assume runs the town?
Gotta take care of my sword. Otherwise, he's a real bastard. So I go to Oppenheimer's Bagels.
Yeah, if I'd only have my cream cheese, I'll go from bastard sword to bastard, sword.
Not even a visual gag for the listeners, but this is typography jokes.
Hey, that's what you listen to Fire Breathing Kittens for.
So we could describe word jokes.
I liked it. I laughed.
Very good. I love it, man. We're having fun.
Can we do a thing while we have a moment? Can we all take our headphones off and say our cards so the listeners can, like, anticipate?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'll take my headphones off first. Maliokas can say his cards. And we'll wave each other back in.
Cool.
Okay. Well, while we're alone, listeners, hi, thanks for listening. Anyway, I have a Joker, a King, a pair of fives, and a 2. Is all going to be very interesting coming up later in the show.
All right.
Oh, wait. Oh,
I don't. Sure. Okay. I'll go.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Listeners, my cards are an 8, a 2, a 5, and a 4. Okay.
All right. I don't know if it was mentioned, but face cards always succeed. I have a king, an ace, a queen, a 9, and a jack. So if they ask me for cards, they're going to get a lot of successes. Cool.
All right. Building tension.
Yeah, so to describe the town a little bit now that you're through the gate and full of sandwich, there is like large longhouses, like very big, that you've been around. People normally sleep in. They're like sectioned off interior, but like individual housing is like very uncommon. You have to be like pretty well connected, like, to build the resources to take care of a house. So yeah, like 2 large longhouses. Of course, the bagel shop, as mentioned. You see that there is like a large mine shaft. Like it seems like there was like a small hill at the interior of the town that has like a functioning mine or entrance to the underground, and many blacksmith shops here. So, just at a glance, like, you're like, oh, metalworking's really, sorry, metalworking's really come up in the last few years.
Ah.
I imagine most of them are making Zimmer frames.
It's
walking sticks, or what do you call them? Walking frames?
Walkers.
Yeah.
Yeah, those the ones people put tennis balls on the end of.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, what do you call it?
Zimmer frames.
Zimmer
that's
frames.
probably like the person who made it and makes sense. Yeah, we call them walkers because we didn't have a better name.
Wonderful. Cool. But yeah, so, and then, of course, you would assume it's, the Thomas estate. So there is one, you could see, like, house. And you're like, okay, which would you assume also function as a sort of, like, government building for the town? Like, things get done at that house. It's not just for residential purposes.
Excellent. I love this world of old people, zombies, and evil moth immortals.
Yeah, all those dramatic episodes where you're like, "Oh no, it's the gate! They're gonna take him to the Yosekai." Just everybody in the Yosekai is old.
It's secretly just a retirement plane.
Well, I hate to break it to you guys, but give us like 5 years here. It's gonna look a little different. Oh, okay.
It's efficient, is what we call it. You send them to Yosekai, and then within a couple of years, they're all eaten by zombies.
Oh, God.
It's a lot cheaper than Nicomoy real estate, is what I'm saying.
Oh, gosh, the assistant. Okay, all right, so I head to Oppenheimer's
It's basically Florida. You send the old people there to die.
Heaven's waiting room.
Oh,
like
my
a
God.
whole different thing, because also it has scary monsters kidnapping people, so it's like...
Yeah, like Florida.
Like, I didn't have
Actually,
this...
yeah. Alligators.
Yeah, there's also alligators.
Wait,
I didn't have
how
this...
How was your game this week? We played in Florida. The alligators were zombies. Yeah.
Yeah, pet alligators and just alligators being common service animals is now canon.
I like that.
Yeah,
I love
they're
that.
seeing eye gators.
And as was established, critters are Disney-esque, so they can't talk. They do like the Flintstones. It's a living.
So, Oppenheimer's bagels. I shuffle there.
There is like such a frame for an actual adventure just so far in the distance. Like, hey, there's like walls and zombies and stuff. You're like, actively bagels. Beautiful. But you come up to Oppenheimer's Bagels. You can see some people are protesting because they're like, this is a very poor name. Just like three guys. I would say a little younger in years.
Like 75.
Yeah, like 75, so they're pretty spry. Like two, like, dudes, and then one is actually a lady dryad.
Hello, I am Magatama.
Hi. You shouldn't eat here. This dude doesn't pay taxes.
Dilemma. I mean, I want a bagel, and I don't really benefit from this town's taxes. That is terrible. I draw my sword. I will be right back. And I head into the bagel shop, implying that I'm going to do something about it. But I'm actually going to feed my sword.
Perfect. Cool. So, yeah, you enter the bakery. You see, like behind the counter, there's a bagel shop worker. Standard green apron and a visor. And when I woke up this morning, I did not think I would have to go like RP a bagel shop.
I'm prepared for this.
I know, I gotta say this one kind of got me striked. Okay, so behind the counter, you see like wheat is pretty uncommon. Like being able to grow like large fields of wheat, is a real commodity, and like this fair water necessary for boiling bagels, as well as like this is a very luxury like place.
Okay, so Mariokis, we are in a post-currency world. How do we get ourselves a bagel with favors?
Well, maybe we could offer to get those protesters out of here in exchange for a bagel or two.
I like it.
And on the tax front, who is bothering to enforce taxes in an apocalypse?
It's a good question. Perhaps this Lady Thomas of the Thomas estate.
Yes, maybe.
So if we kill her, we have solved the tax collection problem. The look on your face. So I should say, listeners, that this game, technically, this game has in the very first opening page, "Make everything worse," is the instructions for how to play Gun and Slinger. So I'm taking that to heart.
It was the phrase tax collection problem. Because you just decided there was a problem here. Oh, God.
I'm just saying, it's a bit of a stupid thing to do if you're protesting a bagel shop about not paying taxes when the town itself wants to triangulate taxes during an apocalypse where there are no public services to pay taxes for.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm so amped up about this.
You guys are real libertarian about this.
Yeah.
It's a good point. What else are taxes for if they're not helping the people?
Oh, well, I grew up in hell. What else do you want me to say?
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so...
Well, we're coming up with a plan, Maestro. So,
yeah, I was desperately looking for a way to get you guys to do a skill check or something. But...
Okay. So our plan is we will, since there are no, we have a phrase in a place where it doesn't exist yet, but no taxation without representation, no taxes without public services. So the
freaking walls, guys. The public service is the fact they're not dead. I was like,
but the walls, those are public service. Do you not think there are reasons they can have bagels at all?
Okay.
But, okay.
Let's take it from one. You enter the bagel shop.
Okay, my sword can talk, so I guess I take out my sword and I say, Maliokas, I have brought you to the cream cheese destination. And then the sword talks and everybody in the bagel shop pays attention.
It's just a freaking post-apocalyptic world. And you're like, they have dairy cows as well. and they choose...
I am just going to switch over to my specialist bagel frequency.
Okay. New frequency drop.
Hey, can I get pastrami on rye with a smear of cream cheese and maybe a little bit of Emmental on top? Thank you.
We're making a deli meat cream cheese Swiss cheese. Okay.
Yeah, and also you immediately said on rye. When I said it was wheat, I'm like, great. Now they have two kinds of wheat. Yeah, okay. I mean, and also, as I said up top, I don't need to be here. Like, you guys, like, these two people could just, like, you're hanging out and have, like, we all play Gun and Slinger where we go to a bagel shop. And, like, it's all gravy. Like, that's the cool thing about this system. So, I mean, that being said, yeah, sure. They have, you can get... pastrami on a rye bagel with a light smear of cream cheese, was it?
And a bit of Emmental on top, yeah.
Oh, okay. It is 4 a.m.
I'm just putting the order in. He might not have it.
No, I yes, and cool. So they do not have the Emmental, but.
Darn, you're gonna have to listen to Emmental Tales. Get yourself some Emmental.
Frantically Googling Emmental. But the idea of a preserved meat is not too foreign. But again, you see, like, they actually do have your order, which, is a little bit of a tall order. Like, this town has resources. Like, again, like, it strikes you how functional this place is.
Yeah, I do like this place. It's got bagels, it's got old people. What more could you ask for? As an aside, I've been thinking about the whole zombie apocalypse thing. And what if the reason that all the old people have been spared from the zombies is just that the zombies can't tell the difference between old people and other zombies? Think about it. They're slow, they shuffle all over the place, they're wrinkly, they smell. They're basically, they can't tell the difference.
I'm going to be honest, I did have like an interior thought about this, like, and it was very similar logic, where they are so close to the end of their life that, like, it's the bleeding of the life force, and they don't have enough to, like, spark the magic, It's like, if you put a lighter up to, like, a mattress, it's just going to burn the corner. It won't, like, ignite. So very similar logic, just mine was less mean.
Well, as I said, I am a bastard, sword.
Yeah, imagine having to hang out with this guy all the time.
Yeah.
That is why he is cursed.
I'm just picturing...
Everyone just kind of slowly puts the sword back in the stone.
Magatama just, like, walking down the street, just apropos of nothing. You're gonna die soon.
Sinky sword. I know. It's a good... As they say that if you spend 5 minutes thinking about how you would die every day, you'll appreciate that day more. Spend 5 minutes thinking about how you would die each day.
Well,
thank you, sword.
I spend 5 minutes every day thinking about how you'll die. It's how I go to sleep at night. Puts a big old smile on my hilt.
Frankly, she doesn't have many people to talk to anymore since zombies ate her town. So it's this or just thinking about, other things. So it's a good distraction for her.
Dark.
Hey, man. John Wick doesn't have many other people to... So we've
got the bagel.
The bagel.
We've got the bagel. That's the important thing done.
Okay. The cream cheese. There's never enough cream cheese on a bagel. Am I right? So... Magatama's secretly a little bit like, oh, there's less cream cheese because the sword ate some, but it's okay. And she makes do. And, like, slowly the bagel softens in her mouth as she sucks on it. She's like, all right.
Oh, gross. I hated that.
She can't chew.
X-carded.
Yeah, X-carded old woman sucking a bagel.
She doesn't have many teeth.
How's she going to get through the pastrami, though?
No, it's not happening.
That's the worst thing.
That's old person life. It's coming for you. And
does she just put the pastrami, like, under her gums so she can just taste it for a bit?
Save that for later.
Okay, so I should part the veil. Hey, yo, pun, and say, is this actually an X card? So I should reveal to the listeners. We play with a little piece of paper with an X on it. Is that actually an X card? Do you want me to cut that?
Oh God, absolutely not. That's okay. Just super gross.
Yes, that's old people for you. So, yes, bagel complete. How did we buy the bagel? We just asked for it, huh? So it appears that we are living in a socialist utopia where everyone is given the right to safety, food, and shelter by the citizenship agreement. I feel bad. We should do something to help this town, don't you think, Maliokas?
Well, they didn't have Emmental, so I'm disinclined to acquiesce to that request. But I think maybe we should go and do something about that enormous horde of zombies approaching anyway, just on the basis that it's fun to kill zombies.
Oh, that's right. The whole town is about to be wiped out. But
there was a plot.
We have wasted a lot of time.
But I do not want this town to be wiped out. They're so nice. I believe I called them a utopia a few seconds ago. We've got to help them.
Well, how do we do that? Let's see.
First, you take a nap.
Oh, what if we set fire to the entire town so there's no town to get overrun by zombies?
I like this idea for some reason. Yeah, I can technically do that, player. I have,
Hey, shop owner. I don't know your name.
one of these was I set fire to stuff.
Shop owner. And you like, the shop owner looks around in, like, surprise because there's just a voice coming from nowhere. Hey, shop owner, what's the most flammable part of town?
I don't, the stone mines, I suppose.
What, the stone mines are flammable?
I mean, yeah, they're like...
Apparently I'm in the arson frequency at the moment.
The gases
Hello,
accumulate.
it's me, the arson frequency. I'm gonna burn down the town. Sorry. Ellie.
The gases they accumulate, and then when you go to strike a match to turn on the lantern, you blow out the whole mine. I have heard of such things. Yes, they seep up from the ground. Dense in air. They accumulate in the tunnel. True facts.
Yes, true in the real world.
Yeah.
But this is the magical yosekai, so the shop owner looks at you with confusion. No, they just use the stones to, like, light our lanterns. I mean, it's supposed to be an apocalyptic world, so of course I know you're not from here. But are you deeply unfamiliar with the stones? They're very cool.
So what you're saying is that it's basically just a flint mine. Is that what you're telling me?
I believe
You strike the stones together and they make a spark.
I mean, sort of. You are bad at it, but do you mind making an embodiment of magic check?
I can try. Well,
Oh, you can do that. I'm reading the rules. Agent of Fury. Targets nominated begin to supernaturally heat. If flammable, they ignite. You're just a little arson gun, aren't you?
well,
It's page 62 of the rulebook. And yeah, you can set stuff on fire, sword.
He did pick trickery.
Yeah, oh.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But he definitely could.
well, I would like just to play down this card here, which is a king.
Ooh.
I believe succeeds at any check.
What?
So, oh yeah, you're...
I know so much about arson.
So yeah, you are not from here. You are, a demon from hell. So you know, like, what magic is and how magic works. Like, you always find it perhaps a little bit novel how, like, magic is so foreign to this place. But they are... It clicks in your head. These stones that they're mining out from the land must have, like, raw arcanic energy to them. So, they're using them to light things. It sort of clicks in your head like, oh, that's why this town is so rich. One of these humans figured out magic.
So, Grandma, the deal with these stones is that they seem to be probably magically infused somehow, so when you smash them together, they make a big old fireball or some other magical trickery. But that's why I reckon that this place is so well-to-do comparatively, is that they have basically magic. So I reckon we steal the magic and use it to destroy the town. So the zombies cannot get it.
I look at my talking sword and I straight-faced say, I don't think magic exists.
Yeah, you saw it one time and it broke the world. And then the next time was your magic talking sword.
Magic? I don't think it exists. But if you say so.
Let me show you something different. Let's just go down into those mines and grab a couple of stones and I'll show you what's what.
Okay. And I'm the one who walks for you, so I know that it's my duty to, like, walk to the mine. So if you want to go places, I do that. Slowly.
It's perfectly in character. You're a very polite grandma, so you're like, oh, the sword can't walk? All right, hon. I'll walk for you.
And then, like, 2 miles an hour, or no, 1 mile an hour, tottering, I take you to the mine. Just because I'm, like, taking you for a walk to the park, not because I think there's magic down there.
Although I think that the sword does have a tennis ball on the end.
Oh, God. I was like, hey, all right, I'll do like a pretty like cool, dramatic, like history backstory like episode. Now we got a tennis ball on the end of a bastard sword.
Well, so you don't damage the ground.
What? Oh my God.
Use it to walk with.
Exactly, using the sword as a cane. How have we not? It took us an hour and 6 minutes to get to that joke.
But the thing is, like, Magatama's like an old lady. She's got to be about 4'11", right?
Yeah, she shrunk.
Like, the sword is going to be longer than she is.
That's so good. Just a massive bastard sword on this tiny old lady.
Oh yeah, just swing it. I whirl around in a circle and then release it like a shot putter.
Just absolutely hacking up, just slap chopping zombies. Beautiful. We've created a beautiful world.
And sorry for mispronouncing you. To swing him, I whirl around. Okay. All right, so I'm shuffling towards the mine using him as a cane.
Beautiful. You get to the mine. You see, like, everybody here working is a little bit on the younger side, like late 30s. Everyone in their late 30s is just like, yes, I got called young. And like very strong. Like you can see these miners are working hard and often, just by like a casual glance at the bodies.
Oh, I'm more than casually glancing.
Oh my.
Just because you get old doesn't mean you die.
Yeah, you see just a ripped satyr lady comes up and is like, sorry miss, like, you you can't come in the mines.
Why not, dearly?
I mean, like, you don't, like, work here, and it's very dangerous, and another reason I don't want to say, because I feel like it might be rude.
Oh? What is
Quit
that?
and confused.
Yeah, what reason?
Oh, okay, there are only 6 skills total, so I should be able to remember these and stop checking, but, can you give me an I've been around?
Yes. Oh, this is a card game. I'm like reached for a dice.
I specifically said it up top, throw your dice out the window.
Yeah, they're gone. Where did they go? Okay. Oh man. All right. So I first go fish. Okay. So I'm going to say, Maestro, do you have an 8?
I do not.
Okay. So I'm going fish. Okay. 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 This is bad. All right. So there's a thing on my character sheet that says, you know, like now you see it, now you don't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do now you don't. This is bad for me. I am pulling the twist close to myself. Okay, so I'll read it. Okay, so it says, now you don't. You pull the twist close, gathering it and shifting your form into something unseen. So, having denied the presence of magic, I then go invisible. Pick a random card from the deck. Its value is the number of minutes you can turn invisible for. You can still make noise. If you draw a face card, put it at the bottom and redraw. So I'm going to do this visible to you guys on the website. So I'm like, you're right, dearly. And then I walk away and I draw this card. You all watch it on the website?
Oh.
I got a 7. So that means I walk away out of sight, and then I unfortunately mutate a bit more. I'm going to say I grew horns.
Ooh. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, but I know I'm invisible for 7 minutes. I'm fine. I'm totally fine. It doesn't matter. I was old anyway, and no one like, what? Messing up this pretty face or something? Whatever. So now I'm a bit uglier. And I'm invisible for 7 minutes. And so are you, Maliokus. We're invisible. And we slowly shuffle into the mine.
And the good news is, because we've got a tennis ball on the end of the sword, it doesn't make a clinking sound when you use it to...
Yep.
I like the idea that a part of it is just the repeated tapping of being pushed against the ground as a walking stick became annoying. So you're like, hey, you should put a tennis ball on the end.
Yeah, so this is bad. I am dying a little, but we're invisible.
But you're also 90, so what's the difference?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, okay, because I was like, wait, Jade's, this is just like a different incarnation? Or like, how does that is, your entire family's dead, right?
Oh yeah, soups.
Okay. Oh, well, that's very dark, but, well, no, like, because I was like, okay, they're a devilkin, so, like, how would it work? And I'm like, oh, well, I mean, they died and they went to hell, and then became devils.
Yeah, I figure Jade's like the reincarnation 10,000 years later of Magatama. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I like the idea, like, okay. So as you become more Jade-like, like throughout the reincarnation thing, like your souls just click a little bit more. You got the black eyes, you have the horns now, like the doppelganger. Oh, everybody has their exact twin somewhere in the world. Like, spiritually, you become more twin-like as your body twists. And
Yeah, she gets to hell, and then after a couple of centuries, she becomes a guard and decides she likes it. She likes ordering people around and rules and stuff.
exactly like my grandma.
like everyone's grandma.
The grandma energy is too strong. Cool. So, yeah, you turn invisible.
For 7 minutes, yeah.
Cool. Like, if you would have passed the been around check, they would have just felt awkward and left. Like, so this is perfect. They already wanted an excuse to leave the conversation, seeing you disappear. Chef's kiss. So yeah, you can now enter the mines if you wish.
Oh, and I can talk in my head to my sword. Perfect. No one will hear us. Okay, well, in the mine. I'm really booking it. I'm up to 2 miles per hour, so that we can get in and out before the 7 minutes are up. I say to Maliokas.
It doesn't take long to, like, get too deep into the mines, because they do have one of those pulley elevators.
Why is the elevator going? I don't know. Don't go near it. It's operating on its own.
Curse sword, haunting a mine.
Yeah.
Very rad. Cool. So as you go down, at first, like, you just look around, you see, like, it's a stripped mine, but as you get deeper, you start to see a glow coming from deep in the caverns. And how low do you want to descend? Like bottom, or get off like where you start seeing things glow?
Maliokas is your elevator. That was with an H.
Yes,
Hell
I
yeah.
get the joke. It's, well, in my expert opinion on setting things on fire, I would say you get off when things start glowing. Because, glowing things mean it's magic. And magic means explosions, usually.
Okay, I do.
Cool. So you go deeper down, and eventually you see that these mines, which, you hear the clanking of pickaxes, like, much more loudly echoing through the caverns. These are rich with this, what they call stone. You see veins of, like, a mineral running through these caverns, putting off a pale blue glow. It looks very traditional, magical mine.
I'll shop you.
Well, I deal with hecklers pretty well, but... I mean, I'm not sure you've ever actually sharpened me, so cutting through zombie flesh.
Oh, you're right.
I can do that.
I've never sharpened you. I can sharpen you now.
I must say, I don't mind being called a tool, but I am not the right tool for this particular job.
You could tell I was going to swing you into the wall, can't you?
Oh, yeah. That was clearly telegraphed.
Okay, I won't. Y'all so funny, and I give the tennis ball a little like punch on the cheek,
Ow.
and I guess I put you back on my back, and I get a pickaxe. Is there a spare pickaxe anywhere?
It's a mine. You'd hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a standard pickaxe and miner's helmet.
Okay, I put the helmet on because to be real, I can't take hits. So I guess I wedge the pickaxe in between a little bit of ore and the matrix around it, which is stone that's not the gem you want, and like the gray part around a ruby. Can I do a good in my fight to represent my strength?
I mean, yes.
All right, so here's some bad news. I don't have any, so I guess we're going to learn about that help action. Maliokus' player, you should read that part, 'cause I'm about to go fish really poorly. All right, so Maestro, do you have an 8? Wait, you haven't drawn since then. Do you have a 6?
I do not go fish.
Okay, I'm going to draw a card. And yep, that's bad. Okay, so I'm gonna play a pair of fours, and then my stat is +0. So Maliokus, can you help? You can put down one card to add to it.
Remind me, what do the jokers do?
They are the big bad. So if you play that, an Ekenblim's gonna appear. A wild Ekenblim suddenly appeared.
You don't have any Pokeballs.
We will die.
Maybe not yet.
Okay.
Well, I will add a 2 onto that because that's the only one I can really realistically play.
Okay. So we're at a 6 total?
I mean...
Okay. You have to describe how you're assisting and play a single from your hand, adding it to the total paid. We're gonna lose if we play a 2, but okay, describe how you assisted.
Well, I don't help that much, is the answer to that.
I mean, yeah.
The sword gives me encouraging negging.
Yeah,
You are a flat...
I simply point you in the correct direction of the rocks. you want to try and swing it into a support beam, but I say you may want to turn around or we're all gonna die.
Watch out, you're gonna kill us.
So fun. Thank you.
Cool. So, yeah, like, the best result would have been just like a big, nice crystal to grab at, but just some shards, like sort of, palm size. Maybe you could put it like in a ring or something like that. But like maybe like a few marble sized shards.
I did it. I feel complete satisfaction with this.
Yeah, and these beautiful little glowing shards like sit with like a very light warmth in your hand. Like, you would just, stone is cold, but like this is just like even the smallest bit of heat is noticeable and remarkable.
Okay. I put one on Maliokus so he can feel it. Hey, look, this is warm.
Yeah, you've been trapped in the sword, and like you've had plenty of time to think about how you would not become a sword anymore, and generally all of your plans break down at one point, and that's this world does not have frickin' magic. Like, I need, so like this feeling the touch of magic again is like, as a demon from hell, you're like, oh, like, I've missed this feeling.
Yeah, it's more the right kind of magic we're missing rather than just magic itself. So you really want proper, like, infernal, like, you want that proper, like, artisan good magic, You want that
the rye bagel.
Organic infernal magic.
But this is very, at least, like, close to something that would, like,
Wow, we have the little rocks. We can leave now. And I start to shuffle slowly back towards the elevator.
Maliokus, anything you want to remark, or are you down with me leaving the mine?
Well, we could have probably done with a bit more of that, but hey, I get the feeling the invisibility is going to wear off quite soon, and I'm sure we can find something else to set fire to. We can use these somehow, I'm sure.
I guess I get back on the elevator and go back up.
Cool. You exit the mine with, like, we'll say three stones, I guess, in your pocket.
Can I put one of these on you? You'd be so pretty. And I'm like trying to tie it onto the sword's hilt. Oh, look at you. You look so nice today.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah, I like use some string and I like tie it around the base.
Like a keychain or like against it?
Against it.
Okay.
You know there are about 5 blacksmiths around here. You could affix some of these crystals to me if you really wanted to.
Oh yes, I could put one at each end of it and one at the base of the pommel. I don't know where else for swords, but I want it at the ends of the T's and at the bottom of the sword. Yes. Oh. Okay. I go to the blacksmith shop because I'm decking out my friend. I'm buying you new shoes.
Cool. You go to the blacksmith, and actually, they are doing a lot of work very similar to this. Putting magical things into other, like the stones into other things. So swords, spears, a few arrow tips, things like that. So you feel like this is a pretty reasonable request you're asking for.
Hello, I am Magatama.
Hello, Magatama. My name is Douglas.
Hello, Douglas. Oh,
Hi.
what the handsome young man you are. He's like not young.
Just a hot young 62. Damn, if you were 20 years younger, you'd be...
Only 10 years older than him. Yeah. And then,
you'd be 70.
so I hold up Maliochus and the 3 stones and I say, I have a request of you. Can you possibly embed, or maybe you add some lead and you solder them on? Yeah, just add a bezel around them and attach them to the sword. For my wonderful friend here, this is Maliochus. And I introduce Maliochus like he's a person. Have you met before?
I'm just going to draw a card. And if it's above a 6, I'm going to say they have met before. Yeah, Maliochus, you know this guy. You remember, like, they have a big pool of, like, unborn souls in hell that, you know, they, like, siphon off from, like, you know, the more positive planes of creation. You're like, it's dope. You, like, use it as, like a foot bath. And you remember seeing this guy's soul, like, back when you were in your demonic body.
Ah, yes, I'm well acquainted with this particular soul. He used to eat the bunions off my feet.
He has just a moment of wide-eyed terror as memories that he does not have from this version of his life echo through the cosmos.
By the way, your mother always wished that it was you that died in that accident.
He just shudders in terror.
Oh, you're friends. I see that you're acquainted.
Yes, friends.
Yes, I'll put the stones in your sword. And just like out of, like, again, just cosmic fear and respect as Maliochus calls upon, like, soul memories. This man's mind breaks a little bit. But like an hour and a half later, you got some dope freaking stones in you, my dude.
Yes, it's all coming together now.
I don't know if they really have systems for it, and this is a one shot anyway. I don't care. Go ahead and check off one of those other agent boxes as magic flows through you.
Well, it's certainly not peace, let me tell you that much. We'll check off fury as well.
Hey, the fire one, right?
Yep.
Hey, now you can light stuff on
yes.
fire.
Yeah, DM wanted it to happen.
Heck yeah.
Cool. So yeah, immediately the stones go inert as their magical essence is immediately dissolved into your form. But they still look cool and they glow a little bit. But
They smell faintly of cream cheese.
we got some real cheesy stones. You left the cream cheese out too long and it was a dry heat. Now it's all hard on the top.
If you've ever touched calcite, it legit feels kind of waxy, like cheese. All right, picturing calcite. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Calcite Club. Yeah, so you get it. The blacksmith leaves and quietly stares at his hands in the bathroom.
Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye. Okay, we've got to do this town a favor, Maliokas. They've done so much. They've given you this beautiful... look at your new pair of shoes. Oh. And they give us a bagel. And they did the blacksmith work for you. We've got to save them.
Well, I must say, I think I did the blacksmith a favor because I told him the truth, even though his mother lied on her deathbed.
Yes, you have helped him. You have given the most precious gift as a choice.
Yes, that's the way I see it anyway. Wait, did he say his name was Douglas?
Yes, I wrote it down.
I may have been thinking of a different soul.
Oh, I smelled that coming.
We should probably move before he realizes.
Okay. Should we go to the zombie horde that is going to wipe out the whole village?
Well, yeah, we could do. Do you want to take a quick look at this whole taxation situation while we're here?
Yes.
Maybe just a quick uprising, that sort of thing, you know?
Yes, but first a nap. And you're used to this? I don't make it very far before I'm like, okay, I nap here. Don't mind me. I just go lay on the grass here, and I find a tree, I find some grass, and I just stop. And I'm just like, this is nice. Just give me a little bit. Just to close my eyes for a second.
And with that, we're actually going to close this podcast for a second as we go to break. But before we do so, I got a little review I want to read. You don't mind if I read a review?
Oh, you're gonna have to fight for it. Which of you is gonna read it?
Oh, that's right.
You can do the first half. I'll do the second half. I don't mind. We can alternate words if you really want.
Yeah, let's alternate words. That shows them respect.
Yeah, and won't take like 5 minutes to do.
Okay. Yeah. No. Go ahead. I just spaced for a second.
Just say it again. Like I can edit this.
Oh no, I like it. We keep that in.
Yeah, dude, we're
Okay.
keeping it fast and loose
Keep
today.
it.
Yeah. You're hearing the real how we play Fire Breathing Kittens.
Poorly.
So this review comes in from Miss Raven. Thank you very much. Miss Raven says, a wonderful escape. They say, joining the kittens on their adventures is a wonderful escape. All the characters have highly developed personalities, which always includes a sense of humour. I enjoy how the players commit 100% to their character flaws. They know a move is a bad idea, but the character wouldn't or even care. Wouldn't care. Very true. Each episode is standalone, however, listening to them in sequential order allows you to follow the full story arc. This includes the personal growth of the characters and all the inside jokes. It feels like I've been dropped in the middle of a warm and welcoming group of friends. Thank you very much, Miss Raven. And, of course, if you want your equally nice review read out on air, then just drop it in whatever podcast platform allows for reviews, and we can scrape. I'm not sure how the system works, but say nice things, and it will eventually get back to us in some form.
And also, just a quick inside jokes for those who have listened. Consent butter.
Hey.
There you go. There's a little treat for you.
Hey.
Yeah. Cool. thank you so much. My favorite sword, Maliokus.
You are welcome, and I'm looking forward to setting something on fire in the second half.
I love your voice. We need more.
Very sword. I love Demon Sword Maliokus, which is actually, I think, an anime coming out this fall. Crap, I need to write that, man. Demon Sword bad joke. I love it. All right, bye.
Bye. We hope you're enjoying this episode of the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. This episode's shout out is from Lord Wright, who says, quote, Joey Games is a new Australian board game publisher with 3 new games from the designer of Sushi Go. Look for Busy Beaks, Pass the Party Food, and Scribbly Gum at a games retailer near you. End quote. Can you think of someone who might enjoy this podcast? Please share it with them. Is their birthday coming up? A special day? We can wish them a happy message on your behalf. You can arrange for us to read your shout out on air at firebreathingkittenspodcast.com through our partnership with the website Buy Me a Coffee. Do you enjoy reading books? You can find ebooks, paperbacks, and hardcover novels based on our adventures on Amazon.com. The authors do a great job of adapting the stories into fun novels. We also have official merchandise on Redbubble.com. Imagine owning a notebook with the Fire Breathing Kittens logo on the front, or a t-shirt with one of your favorite characters. Lastly, we don't pay to advertise our show, so the only way we can grow is if you tell someone about us. Is there an episode that would make that person smile? Tell them about it. Thank you.
Welcome back to Fire Breathing Kittens, everybody's favorite and probably only gun and slinger role-playing game podcast. You probably remember us. We've spent 2 hours together. But just in case you've been hit on the head with a hammer.
It does happen.
Yeah, you get the cartoon birds flying around your head. You have amnesia, you fall in love with your wife again, then your memories come back because you renew your vows. It's a movie. It writes itself.
Aww. That's cute.
Yeah.
You just like wake up, you don't really know anything, but you're like, you're pretty.
Yeah. Your wife's just like, yeah.
And then you're walking back down the aisle and you go, I remember what happened in that episode of Fire Breathing Kittens.
Yeah. Oh, it's Maliokus.
And everyone in the church turns to you and goes, what?
Now I'm complete.
So it's a weird thing to bring up in the vows. That's all I'm saying.
It's Maliokus. I love you again. Give me that ring. So Maliokus, tell us about yourself real quick. Remind us of our buddies, and then go ahead and give us a recap.
Well, yes, my name is Maliokus. I'm a living sword. I have the soul of a hellish jester. Well, I am the soul of a hellish jester embodied inside this bastard sword, and I'm carried around by a 90-year-old grandma who has not got much time left.
Say hello, 90-year-old grandma.
Say hello, 90-year-old grandma.
Hello, what's my name? Hello, I am Magatama.
It's okay, she's getting on a bit. She forgets her name sometimes.
Yeah, that would have worked in character. But give us that recap, Sordo.
In general, what we've been doing is the big picture is Magatama is trying to avenge her great-granddaughter who got eaten by zombies. But in the small picture, we've gone into town and got a bagel and stolen some rocks. And now I can set stuff on fire. So how that helps, you tell me.
You guys truly have just been running errands today.
Well, the one thing I know about old ladies is they like to run an errand.
Oh, they love it. They love nothing more than going to Walgreens.
You have to get out and see people. How will you gossip unless you go gaslight information?
Oh, just flashbacks of being stuck behind chatty older ladies. Cool, but our two adventurers, or I guess one adventure and equipment, are in a current small unnamed town in a post-apocalyptic wasteland that is the Yosekai, the realm from which the Ekenblim dwell. We are less than a century into their reign, but already things have gotten really shitty. Oh, sorry, really bad. In this unnamed town, they appear to have magic rocks. They are rich with resources imported from other places and things that require time and stability. And there are even walls around the city. All under the supposed direction of a Lady Thomas. In the background, Ekenblim are flying through the sky to the local hive mansion. In order to be there for the ceremony of opening a new moon gate, another world to invade. And we join our adventure and equipment at the blacksmith. Or actually, no, we're taking a nap. So you wake up, like a 45-minute power nap or like a luxury hour and a half?
Does she know? She wouldn't know. She wakes up. And she's just like, hey, another day is a gift. That's how she thinks.
I think like there's a small crowd of people surrounding you because you've just fallen asleep in the middle of the road and everyone thinks you're dead because you're old. So they're part way through a funeral.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was under a tree. They're like, do we? Yeah.
Yeah.
I sit up and I'm like, grateful to be alive. I look around.
And everyone starts screaming, zombie, zombie.
Oh, no. I'm alive, I promise. No, we all know. Come on. You are nearly as old as I am. Don't kid yourself. You'll be here soon.
Someone opens a window. Zombie? Is there a zombie?
I slay zombies, yes.
Oh.
I take out my sword. See, I kill the zombies. Zombies don't wield weapons. Also, it's a subtle back away from me gesture.
You are backed away from. Everybody pretty much goes about their business as they realize it is neither a dead or an undead person. But what's your plan?
Oh, crap. We had one before we signed off. This is the problem with breaks.
Well, the initial plan was to set fire to the town so that the zombies could not overrun it. However, what we could do, if you want to try and stop this moon gate opening, is we go and set fire to the big mothball thing.
Ooh, that would be a bigger fire. I think Magatama's into it. Yes.
Especially because you're old, so you're cold.
This is all true. Let's go set fire to the mothball.
Maybe we should just have a quick stop in at the town's leadership to see whether they can provide any sort of support or cannon fodder.
Okay, I will walk you there. I know that you cannot get there so quickly yourself, and then I literally travel at half a mile an hour.
I can probably get there quicker than you can.
A gentle breeze would move my sword body quicker than you.
Also, I can teleport.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you take me with you?
I don't know.
I would assume not.
Ah, darn, because stairs are hard, you know?
Yeah, Nevin, hit us up. Let us know who can the sword teleport. We're not going to look it up.
Well, the gun can teleport. It's called blinking.
Ooh.
That's super cool.
But,
sorry, can the slinger teleport with it?
Yeah, but whether if the gun teleports with the slinger attached, would that work? But your DM for this round, if you will it so, then it will be so.
Yeah, I just really want Nevin Holmes to contact us. That would be dope.
Yeah.
So, Nevin, I'll give you my personal phone number.
At FirebreathingK on Twitter.
Cool. So, Yeah, you head off to the one, like, individual lodging. It is a simple 2-story house, a large square building, many windows, and you see that there are people, like, outside, like, sitting in chairs, like, apparently on some sort of break, and many people going to and from inside and out, carrying packages or papers and things like that. There's a number of carriages nearby, or not carriages, sorry, wagons would be more accurate, or carts, as if traders. So, like, the fact that, again, it's been established, but this town clearly does a lot of trading, which is of note. You enter into the building, and you can tell by the, like, small line of people, you can guess which room the lady would be.
I shuffle towards it with the sword.
Wonderful. A few minutes pass, the line empties, and you see, like, a small, simple wooden, like, desk, a few chairs in the front, and, like, a very powerfully built woman, and not, like, noble attire, because humans don't have, like, that level of culture, but, like, a very fine dress for the time and place. Like, simple material, but, like, light embossment around the neck and the ends of the sleeves. You can assume this is Lady Thomas. She says nothing, but looks at you expectantly.
Hello, I am Magatama. And this... And I, like, hold the sword up like you would hold a cane up, not like you would draw a sword. And this is Maliorcus, the talking bastard. Sold.
There's that comment, listeners. Hello, Magatama. Talking sword.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Oh my, it really does talk.
He
does talk.
Honestly, I don't mind. First of all, in this apocalypse. Second of all, I'm a spirit imbibing a sword, so the sword is technically an it, whereas the spirit is a he. So I do not care one bit.
That answers a question that I really wanted to ask. I assume you were here to discuss magic?
Oh, is it me? Oh, okay.
I mean, she's just saying to both of you, whoever wants to respond.
Well, our visit more concerns the impending zombie horde heading over this direction. We have an idea to try and take care of it or mitigate the circumstances somewhat, but we were just wondering whether you can supply any firepower, to say, or any resources that we could use to help you all not die horribly.
I feel like a check should be made.
Also, if you've got any cheesecake handy, I would very much like a slice.
Okay, well then go ahead and pull a share for a gun.
Well, I already have a pair, so I may as well go. I can still go fish, can't I? Yeah. So, Maestro, do you have any tens?
You can go ahead and go fish, my friend.
Excellent. Anyway, I will stick down this pair of 5s, adding on a 1 for my wits to make a 6. And also, I believe Magatama can play a single card to help out, should she so wish.
Yeah. And this is the sort of thing that I know. What were those difficulties again? Like 5, 8, 12? Right? So if I just bump it up to an 8, maybe that'll help. Yeah. All right. So I play down a 2 to bump him into the medium bracket.
Perfect. She looks at you and thinks for a moment and says, well, we can't provide any physical aid, but let us know when you will be attacking and we can provide guards.
In about 5 minutes' time.
Oh, so like now.
Pretty much, yeah. She just had a nap, see, and it'll be about 60 to 90 minutes until the next one. We only have a limited time supply.
We must move quickly.
But I'm up all night. I'm always available.
Oh, gosh.
I'm sure you understand the irony of the situation.
Yeah. Peek behind the scenes, listener. We started this recording at 3 a.m. my time. So, the idea of being up all night, I freaking get you. Like, Magatama.
You need less sleep when you age.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. Me and Magatama are in a very similar nap schedule. Wonderful. She says, oh, we must move quickly. Opens the window and just, like, shouts, guards, please, bring me the captain. Like, we have a battle to arrange. Or, sorry, no, she says, bring me my husband. We have a battle to arrange.
Nice. Fetch my husband.
Yeah, she says if you would like to stay and discuss battle.
Oh my gosh. This lady's married to Nevin? Oh, you sly fox.
Wait, no,
Okay.
she's not married. Nevin was not the guard captain. He worked the gate, dude.
Okay.
I will say you personally have met, actually I think both of you have met this character before in the current canon. The husband. So I thought you guessed it, and then she said Nevin. Yeah, if you want to stay and discuss battle plans, feel free. Or if you'd like to head out and begin, we will assemble a squad and leave shortly.
Well, you know what they say, time is a wasting. So I reckon we should head out and try and get going on this old big old moth nest. And when you see the big old fire, that's when you send your troops out.
All right, as you will.
Also, if you hear old people screaming, send your troops out. It's gone wrong.
We will keep our ears open for screams.
Yes,
We'll listen if you
I
die.
recognize in this particular plane, you humanoids have ear flaps that can close on a whim. So therefore,
Yes, we developed them in the last, 80 years to prevent dust from getting in our ears. Everyone has ear flaps now. That's our little, Stargate, like, oh, these humans are a little different. They got ear flaps.
yeah, they're totally aliens because they look exactly like humans, apart from they got teeny little ear flaps,
Yeah, they got little ear
which
flaps.
doesn't eat into the show budget at all.
Right? It's just, some, I forget the name of the makeup you use to make texture.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
That stuff.
That stuff. They're screaming into their phones. It's freaking Marmite or something. I don't know.
Oh, God, no.
So, you guys want to head out?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So you leave, and as you, are exiting from the house, you see that, a couple of guards are coming up with a, very powerfully built, he looks like a caveman, almost. Tarzan-looking fellow. Dressed in, simple pants with, a, very tall spear in his hand. You sort of cross each other in the hall, and he enters into the room with Lady Thomas. Cool. So, let's see if there's any check I can make you make. Otherwise, you will probably just arrive. Okay. I think I know what I'm going to do. So you guys do just arrive at the Hive Mansion. This, thing made of, earth and regurgitated, how bees make hives by puking up stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. These Ekenblim have created themselves a like glowing, sort of lightly white colored estate. It like I said, looks very natural but stylized as, like a fancy domicile. There are no entrances at the base, as Ekenblim can fly. So you see, like, there's upper balconies, like, higher up on the hive, maybe, like, 40 feet off the ground. And, Magatama, you've been around. You're going to have to climb it.
This might be harder than killing zombies.
Yeah, I mean, or get clever,
Yeah. How do I get up to the top of this other than climbing stairs? Or scaling a building? I can't scale a building. My arms aren't going to hold me up. Oh, man.
Yeah, they designed this to keep out elderly.
It's really well designed. I mean, my sword can teleport, so my sword can get up there. Look at my stats for a sec.
It's so rude. just making the human climb up, or like to do a massive thing, and the sword's just like blink.
I have one trinket from, right? You get one trinket.
You get a trinket.
Right. My trinket is paper promises. So I think I'm gonna go to the Ekenblim, right? Walk up to the thing and call out to them and say, and also sword, you might want to teleport so that it's just me risking myself doing this.
Well, I can teleport up to a higher level.
Yeah.
Because, as I mentioned, I am simply made of metal.
Yeah. No, if it gets hairy, abandon me. Yeah.
Will do.
Okay. All right.
Wait.
So I walk up to the walls and I say, "Hello, I am Magatama."
Like, it takes a couple shouts before, like, an Ekenblim sort of, like, goes to the balcony. You see, they are dripping with elegance. They're delicate carapaces, which, are very, very durable, but laid out in such a way that almost appears as elegant and formal wear. Big,
just
like,
flaunting their youth and immortality in the face of my wrinkled demise. And I hold up paper promises like it's a banner, like a job flyer. And I say, "Delivery!
I'll send someone." Then,
Please bring a small cage. I do not climb."
and, like, with a heavy sigh, like, a few minutes go by, and then down at the base of the tower, you see, like, a powerfully built Ekenblim, almost more like a beetle than a moth. Like, very little of, like, the moth fuzz, but more, like, thickly built and, like, harder carapace. Rips through the base of the Ekenblim's mansion, just tearing apart this naturally created substance. You see it enters into, like, an elegant game room. You see plundered treasures from the fallen society, like, adorn the room. So, like, very ancient, like, beautifully woven mats and things like that, as it was, more natural, like clayware pots and large vases filled with flowers. And as it rips open, you can act.
I was sent from the other hive. You can see my proper documentation here, because they say I'm the best cleaner in that hive, and you're requested proper help. You need good servants here to polish your vases and clean your rugs. You cannot be dirtying your hands with that yourself.
Very good. What's the exact wording on paper promises?
Pulls up actual character sheet. Yeah, I do have an actual character sheet. All right, paper promises. Any deal or promise written on this 8.5 by 11 white page disappears in an hour. So good luck me. Anything else stays. Official description. Paper promises. Wondrous item, uncommon. This high quality piece of paper appears blank. When writing something on the paper, you can speak its command word and specify how long the written words will remain on the paper. Regardless of whether or not you specified a duration of time, after 1 day has passed, the paper will become blank again. Furthermore, once per day, you can speak a different command word and have the paper promises appear in your hand, regardless of your distance to it, so long as you are on the same plane of existence. That's the full text. So basically, I say, B transfer orders.
Perfect. Works for me. Very believable. Let's, yeah, why don't you just... no, we'll wait. I'll make you roll a check on something later on. Paper promises was a solid move. So, the Ekenblim, seeing that you are not, especially an artist or very attractive, sort of entirely for a second you're like, did I do my invisibility thing on accident? But you are allowed entrance into this estate. Behind you, some very like spindly small Ekenblim, almost like more like grasshopper like, start barfing and sealing up the hole that the big one made.
They just see me and they're like, oh, motivation, they barf more.
Oh, gross. You see in the game room, there are a few Ekenblim, like the traditional fancy ones, sort of lounging or like playing card games at a small table. I'll say there's like 4 or 5 of them. And many human servants that just like, not like emaciated, but like, you know, they are not, in comparative to the luxury that the Ekenblim live in, these servants aren't being treated very well.
Wow. All right, they suck. All right, so my sword and I can talk in our heads without people having to overhear us, which is really convenient. Super awesome. It's like the spell message for a non-wizard. So how's my sword doing? I check in. Hey, you fall asleep? I take naps too. It's okay.
No, I'm here. I'm just hanging out outside. I found an overlook position on the hive. I have just been teleporting myself up the cliff face.
Like up from the outside of the building, there's a sword slightly higher.
Yeah.
Yep, pretty much. I found the main entrance. It's like a garage type thing. They've got all sorts of things up here. It's really strange, but I think we should probably, if we want to set this thing on fire, make our way into the center. So in that case, I need to join you somehow. So I will start teleporting up.
Okay, I will clean things as I make my way to you. And I genuinely like clean a vase, move a room, clean a vase, move a room.
Yeah, the Ekenblim are like, oh, right to work. Excellent. You see that the hallways and rooms are filled with Ekenblim. Like, you knew that they were gathering here, and you get the strong feeling it's going to happen soon. Like, you're getting a maximum capacity vibe.
As I make my way to Maliokus, am I overhearing any conversations? Like, what are people's opinions here? They'll,
Let me hear.
What's the buzz?
And noise. Give me an I've been around, I guess.
Okay. I went to roll a dice again. Wouldn't you know it? Okay. There was no dice because I had thrown it out a window.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. All right. I know that you don't have a 6, Maestro, and I know that you don't have an 8. And that means I'm going to ask you for a 5. Do you have a 5, Maestro?
I do not.
Ooh, so I'm going fish. Okay. Checking my rules again. All right. You can play a face card to pass a check. So I play a queen that I just drew.
Wonderful. You passed the check.
Yes.
So you hear that the general clamor about the estate is what the new world they're going to open the portal will be like. Be like, oh, I've heard the scouts have said that there's multiple continents. oh, that's novel. The people are hardy, very, multiple races. Oh, they'll make excellent servants. Yes, and it'll be interesting to see what they turn into when we give them the gift of Ekenblimification.
Gotta blim them out.
Yeah, get them all blimmed up. Dripping with Ek. Sick as Ek. I don't know, okay, is that...
Yes.
Alright, episode title. Yeah, basically they are discussing how they're going to plunder both the resources and the people. And you would not know as Magatama, but they seem to be describing the plane upon where Draws rests. Just fun fact. So are you two meeting up? Are you teleporting together?
I'm making my way to the teleporting sword. I guess I'm cleaning a vase, and then one of the stems coming out of it is a sword.
Rad, you've met up.
Yeah, we've managed to teleport inside, and then wait until like the corridor is clear, and then you teleport a bit more, and then we found like a potted plant we can just hide in.
Yeah, so we're chilling and listening to people. Are they like, they're all on board? They're like, yeah.
Like, generally, yes. It's not so much about being on board or not. Everyone's generally like, this is going to happen. The manner in which they're speaking about the subject really varies. Like, some people are almost like, it's like perfunctory, like, oh, we gotta go do this again. Like, well, we have to expand the people. Other people are like, F yeah! Like, I can't wait to go kidnap a bunch of people. Like, my estate is so empty, I need servants. Like, this will be a massive influx. And then some people are, like, oddly hesitant. Like, almost, like from Hamilton, talk less, smile more. Where they're just like, people are like, yeah, aren't you excited about, maybe they'll have a shiny, like, new type of magic. And they're just like, yeah, that'll be great.
So fun. Yeah, to like murder a whole plane. I love it.
I love
what we did
it.
last time, it worked out really well. It's so good.
Remember that time we murdered a bunch of people? Yeah, I love it. Maliokas, you're getting very, like, chatter around hell vibes. Where you're like, oh, water cooler talk.
Yes, well, it's not quite a water cooler. We used to have acid coolers that we'd take a little cone of and then pour it over whatever poor soul happened to be passing at the time. And their skin would melt off, and we'd take one of their finger bones and light it at the end and smoke it.
Water cooler.
Standard talk, really.
Yeah, I just immediately pictured that as well. Just instead of a cup, some guy's mouth pouring acid. Yeah, so what's the move? You could attempt to interact with the Ekenblim. You've been around to some degree. Servants don't really talk to them, but it's not like you're not allowed to,
Yeah, it might be easier for my sword, don't you think? Like,
just adventure, magic sword, and the sword is the face.
Yeah. I mean, do I see any cool marble tables? Like, you know how rich people always got to make those tables out of stone blocks and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, like, I'm going to take Maliokas over there and just kind of, like, put you in the stone, right? Find a nice crack, wedge it in. I don't know. Just, like, subtle. The point is subtle. So, like, oh, and then a light beam, and there's a sword and a stone. Where did this come from? Or can you teleport into the stone?
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest.
Yeah, man, I can't wedge you in a stone. I'm like an old lady. All right.
Just subtly cracking a marble table.
That's not going to happen. Okay. Is there, like, a marble table around where maybe, Maliokas, you could, like, teleport in? And then the light would be like, ah, and then there'd be like a sword and a stone suddenly appeared in the room.
To what end would we want this to happen?
Why?
That's a good point.
What if you're interested? What we could do is, if you break the head off a mob, just attach it to my point, and then pretend that I am a mob, and then you can carry me around and clean as we get to the center, and then we set everything on fire.
I love this idea. I take my sword mop and I clean my way across the room. Yeah.
Being Hell's Jester, Meliokas, you're like, this is good. This is funny. Like, truly, this is a solid bit.
And then you're like being pushed against the ground like a normal mop, like left, right, left, right.
Right, but it's clearly a bladed sword.
Well, it's a win-win situation for me. If it works, then we get to the center and we set this place on fire. If it doesn't work, then the old lady dies.
Hey, that's going to happen anyway.
Well, yes, but at least this time it's I get to see it.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay. My little evil sword here.
Oh, you're so evil.
Oh, you're so evil. Mop, mop, mop.
Ow.
As we established, materials get absorbed into the sword, so like you're just dry mopping. You keep dumping it in the bucket and stuff like that, but you immediately just,
It's mop water.
drink a bunch of mop water.
I am gonna need to be dropped into a bucket of wine after we're done here.
Can I get a glass of wine in the tallest, thinnest glass you have?
A yard of wine, please.
So we're making our way through these rooms. We've got people we're loving it over there. And then is there any chance that some of the Ekenblim who aren't as like into it might be like in a different room quietly talking to one another, and they don't pay attention to me because I'm just the cleaner janitor lady. Of course they would keep talking, right?
Yes. And give me one. I've been around.
My cards, man. Okay. All right.
And this will also count for like the interaction that comes after. So this is just a general success for the scene.
Yeah. I don't have a pair, so I'm going back to my character sheet. Desperate Gambit. It's a move I can make, and I'm going to read it. I make a bet with the twist. So looking at the 5 and the 8, like crap in my hand, just nothing. I make a bet with the twist. If I win, I'll gain power. Me and the maestro or the other player each place a card from my hand face down and then reveal them. So I'm going to do that, maestro, with you.
Okay.
If mine has a higher value, I'm going to succeed at this current check and draw a card. And then both spent cards are put in the discard pile. So here's what I'm doing. I'm putting a card down on the table. Do you see it? Face down?
Okay.
Okay, all right. So, oh, no. I saw yours. Oh, no. Okay, so as I twist and bend, I'm going to go with a sprout, little bat, hell wings, because the twist malforms me. And my card was an 8. What was yours?
Mine was a 9.
Oh, dang. Okay. So I don't overhear people because I'm busy sprouting hellspawn wings.
Yeah, you find the room and these people are like, yes, perhaps we could do that. And then they look into the hallway and see an old woman sprout bat wings.
My body is like twisting and I'm like, oh, arthritis is really kicking up today.
And they close the door.
Darn.
Well, on the bright side, you don't need to worry about stairs no more.
Great. Ooh, you guys, I'm real dying. This is very bad for the survival of the lady.
Oh, you'd have a great time in hell, let me tell you something.
You should die. Go to hell.
I'm sure we'd have a job for an old lady such as yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, if my twist track fills up, I lose myself to the twist, never to be freed. Ooh. I can become a monster for you guys to kill.
We've got a bunch of teenagers down there that really hate old ladies telling them stories. So if you want to spend an eternity telling them a story that has no end, then do I have the job for you?
I would be so good at that. And I do miss my granddaughter, so I could pretend to say
no need to practice. No need to practice.
All right.
Wonderful. How much do you have left in your twist track?
Just one, because this is a one shot. So if I use the last one, I'm lost forever. And then I'll probably like rage out, Hulk attack everybody around me, I imagine.
Mm-hmm. And okay. Interesting. Cool. So yeah, you make it up higher into the mansion. You know, you attempted to listen in potentially, but did not pan out because you sprouted those bat wings. But where are you going?
Well, if I know anything about this sort of structure, we need to head directly into the center where there will be some sort of maybe a brain or something certainly flammable that we can just set on fire and we'll spread outwards and burn the entire thing to the ground.
Yeah. Or like, I'm picturing like a Stargate arch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I will guide you towards there and I map my way to the middle.
Yeah,
So,
there must be signs or something to indicate our central direction.
Do I see any of my villagers that have been Ekenblimed? Like people I knew before they were accepted for their art and beauty?
Oh, 100%.
Oh.
Yeah, like, and they look at you with just faces of zero recognition, or at least a perfectly perfected veneer of like haughty disinterest. So you're like, you know, like when you pretend not to remember someone from high school because you don't want to talk to them.
Oh. Oh, just because you're immortal and you stop aging, you think it's okay.
Exactly.
She is seething.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her 90-year-old self is seething at like the 18-year-old like it girl that left her behind, became an Ekenblim, didn't invite her. Oh.
Yeah, you see she's with the guy you had a crush on and they're still together.
It's rough.
They have a really nice life together.
Gosh darn it. And I'm mopping their floor. Okay, she's mad. She's mad. She's heading to the middle.
Cool. So with that, like, your warrior spirit has been inflamed. You are the slinger. It's time to frickin' sling.
Yeah.
So yeah, just as you had assumed, you see in the heart of this hive, stylized as a like large some southern houses will be built like a square with a central courtyard. It's that same thing where there's balconies all along like the sort of like circle. It's no harsh angles because it's made of barf. Wax, I'm sorry.
Stucco.
Yeah. There's like balconies lining this like circular sort of I don't think atrium is the right word, but it's the one the only word I can think of. Enclosed, and at the center of it, for the second time in your life, Magatama, you see a moon gate. You recognize this from your childhood. They have recreated one of those things that broke your world. Like, you've been aware of them for a number of years, but this is the first time you've been wild enough to actually go into the center of an Ekenblim hive and be like, I'm gonna burn it down. Yeah, how does that make you feel? You're already pretty pissed.
To Maliokus in my head, I say, so it is! That is a moon gate. And I point it out to you.
You know what? If we had this entire room and you said to me, with no prior knowledge, point out the moon gate, I think I would know.
Can I get an embodiment of magic from you, Maliokus?
You certainly can. Maestro, I don't suppose you have a 4.
I do not.
Okay, going fishing.
You know, go fish.
Yeah. Alright, so let's see, we don't have any pairs. Let's see. If a player lacks pairs, can't pay a check's cost, or doesn't wish to, blah, blah, becomes a bargain. The face cards. So are we saying the Joker's basically just summon an Ekenblim?
It's the big bad, so it would be like the end of the game sort of thing?
Yeah, I think force the climax might be appropriate.
Okay.
Terminology.
Because I was going to say we're surrounded by them. Like,
yeah, it would go from them like regarding you with disinterest to you suddenly and horribly becoming the center of attention for them.
okay. So in that case, we need to do a blind play.
Isn't that combat or?
No. So on the bargain thing, it says if a player lacks pairs, can't pay a check's cost, or doesn't wish to, in order to retain pairs for future checks, or for narrative reasons, it becomes a bargain.
I see, page 40. And then if they can't or don't want to, it becomes a blind play, resulting in failure or limited success with complications. Okay. Oh gosh. It's getting dicey.
It's getting cardy. We got there.
Yeah.
Okay,
all right.
Blind
blind play. Whoa.
So what do we do?
Blind play. All right. So every blind play has a set difficulty based on the action's context. Easy has become 14. So this is blackjack.
Yeah, but basically we all play a card.
Yeah.
Each,
here's an example.
All three of us.
So you would set a difficulty, easy, medium, or hard, Maestro. Go ahead and you can say that, because we need to know.
Okay, I'm going to... And this is easy. Like, okay, honestly, this wasn't supposed to be that crazy.
Yeah, so it's 14. So with the Maestro, the duo wants to do something. The difficulty is easy. So we need 14 between our cards. The Maestro flips the deck's top card. So let's go ahead and do that. That's the first step. What's the deck's top card?
6.
Okay, 6.
Oh.
That was mine. The 3.
Each player places a face-down single from their hand and simultaneously flips them. And the card that you flipped is added to whatever we play. So we have to beat a 14 with a 6, but not bust, which is to go over 21. So it's blackjack.
The top card was a 3. He stole my card.
Oh, sorry.
Not out of one of the player's hands, but out of the deck. Okay. All right. So the top card was a 3. So a 3 plus whatever we put down we have to go over 14, but we can't bust. So both of us secretly, with my wide variety of options to give you a card, I have 2 choices, and they are the same, basically. So I guess, So I'm going to flip this card face down and put it on the table. And when you're ready, Maliokas, put a card face down on the table, and we're going to try to not bust, which is not hit.
That should be easy enough.
21. Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Mine is a 6.
Mine's
Yours
also
is
a 6.
Okay, plus
so
3.
15.
Yeah, you're chilling.
We beat 14. All right, cool.
Congratulations. You see, Maliokas, this is, like, you're a demon from hell. You know some pretty good magic. You don't have the manual dexterity to perform it anymore. But, like, you have quality magic. This is one of the most dime store rinky-dink gates. Like, you're kind of, like, you're a demon, you're a little bit rude. Your instant thought is, oh, this sucks. They're bad at magic. It's, like, very, very simple in its design, and the materials they're using out of are incredibly volatile. They're, like, similar to the stones that you embedded into your form earlier. You're like, okay, this is, like, the same magical wavelength, but they've tampered with it to the point where, like, this thing could fall apart catastrophically at any moment.
Well, I've got some good news and I've got some bad news.
Yes?
The bad news is for the Ekenblim. They're rubbish at magic, and they're all about to die. The good news is for us. They're rubbish at magic and they're all about to die.
I like this news.
So do I. Also, you might die. because if you stick me into that gate, I can set it on fire.
Man. Choices for Magatama. She looks at the sword, broom mop in her hand. And she looks all around her at that high school it girl that left her behind. And shrugs, says, I'm in.
Yeah, you move as established about 2 miles per hour, and you're in the dead center of a massive estate. If a fire breaks out, there is no way you can feasibly escape in time. But you would be bringing down a moon gate, you know?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's. Cool. So you need to make some kind of check, probably, right?
I mop my way towards the gate, and I think, would we do it as a... All right, so...
Yeah, what is the plan exactly, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do.
I'm going to stick the sword in the gate, right? Sword, is that what you want?
Just a very simple...
Yes, just...
You're just going to
I'm going to shot put the sword into the gate, because, right, that's how... I have no physical strength, so the only way for me to get you at it with any speed is for me to whirl around.
Yes, I would need to be in there with some level of strength. Otherwise, the flames will not embed.
And DM, I think this would be a hard blind play. Page 38 of the text.
Yeah, I mean, I would
try
agree.
Blow up. Yeah. Okay. All right. Maliokis, it was an honor working with you.
I wish I could say the same.
I see you in hell.
Oh yes, we must get burritos.
I whirl around. I have this. I hold the mop. I don't even take the mop head off, or the tennis ball, and I whirl around. And if you've ever seen someone shot put, I whirl slowly, and then faster, and I throw the sword with all of my might into the gate, trying to hit the keystone at the top. I don't know how arches work. Don't come at me. And
we will not learn.
I might learn. You could teach me. And the gemstones on the hilt and pommel. I also don't know how swords work. Don't come at me. Flash in the light. And the sword. And then here's the part where...
This is where I channel my rage, because I'm also an agent of fury now. So, mechanically, I pick a random card from the deck, so I will just take this top one. The card's value is a pool that I divide between targets and distance. So, let's have a look. It's a 5, so I don't know what that means. Between targets and distance and freet. Targets. Basically I just become fiery with vengeance. And then hopefully you hit the gate. I'm sure a fire. I'm on it. Like there's a fire about to start anyway. Whether it starts in the place you want
This
is a different matter.
A fire will be starting. Let's do the blind plays. So, blind plays, the way that they work is dealer draws the top card of the deck, which I can do for you if you want. It's a 10. So a 10 is going to get added to what we do, and we have to beat 18 without busting. So I'm going to flip the only card left in my hand face down and put it on the table. And Maliokus can do the same, and we'll both reveal our card at the same time. So we've got a 10 now.
Mine is the only card that's not a joker.
Oh, great. Awesome.
So let's see how this goes, shall we?
Yeah. Okay. And 3, 2, 1. Flip.
Oh my goodness.
4 and a 5 plus the 10, that's a 19.
You freaking little goblins threaded the needle so beautifully. Alright, so, man, you've done this before. You're just killing monsters. Simple as that. And as the sword exits your hand, flying across, inflaming, getting supernaturally hot, the magical energies that flow through the sword touch like a wet finger in a light socket or perhaps more accurately, like a piece of tinfoil in a light socket. Ripples run throughout the moon gate. The form, like the actual structure of it, splinters, cracks, and shatters. And the balconies full of Ekenblim are immediately buffeted back, like slammed against walls, thrown out of the sky as if they were flying, as a wave of magical energy, what was tightly contained teleportation magic, like a overwound guitar string shaped into a portal, is immediately ruptured and sends out a wave of force. Magatama, you are also blown across the room. Your frail old lady body is smashed into a wall. And you know you're, like, not long for this world. I would give you the option. If you have an ability that'll give you one more twist, you can choose the way you go out. Either from, natural forces, or you can go ahead and mutate into a monster.
Well, I'm out of cards. I know technically I draw 3 more when you run out, but I'm out of cards. That seems fitting. As I slam into the wall, as my eyes close for the last time, I watch moths become flammable, and it's a good day.
Yes, you see, like, just from the force alone, this hive has been deeply damaged, and, like, structurally so it's coming down, but also the energies released from the gate, ripple, start a small fire.
Yeah.
And which will grow into a large fire. And
yeah. And whatever world that was doesn't have to go through what mine did. And I feel like I've saved that world. That's so cool. You know what, Meliokas, you're a pretty cool guy.
as you see this sword once again, like, because you threw it up at the arch, it falls, and being supernaturally sharp, slides back into the rock, a piece of rock that once made up this moon gate. So, you close your eyes for the last time, and the last thing you see is your sword being returned to a stone.
Oh, not again. Come on.
And on that note, thank you for listening to us. We're Fire Breathing Kittens. We were joined by Magatama.
This was Gun and Slinger. It's a tabletop role-playing game by Nevin. Pick it up if you want to give it a try.
I like that we're on a first-name basis with Nevin now.
I didn't write down the last name, but I wrote down the first.
Hey, hold on, I gotta pull it up. It's I've said it a couple. Holmes. Nevin Holmes.
It's by Nevin Holmes.
We just call him Nevy.
Thank you for making this game. It was fun. And it's nice to be able to play with a deck of cards. You don't have to have dice. You don't always have dice with you when you're traveling and you want to be able to play Go Fish and Blackjack. You can.
There you go. And of course, Meliokas.
And once again, I find myself stuck in a piece of rock. I just hope that someday, someone comes and picks me up so I can set them on fire. But I'm sure I'll make my way to a different plane once in a while. We'll see how this turns out.
Yeah, I mean, you are jammed into a stone deeply infused with volatile teleportation magic, so it's more than reasonable if you spend another 1,000 years jammed in this rock, you might be able to do something with it.
There's the fast trip to reincarnation, and there's the slow trip.
Yeah, taking the long way, easy Sunday drive.
Oh, gosh.
All right, bye.
Hi, I'm George Siegel, and I'd like to invite you to listen to my podcast called Tell Us How to Make It Better. I think we can all agree there are a lot of problems in the world. You probably know people who like to complain about them. On my podcast, I like to introduce you to people who are actually trying to make those problems better. My guests range from a DIY queen who shows you how to do projects around the house, to a woman who has created an app to help keep your family safe. We've done shows on repurposing trees, to the dangers of binge drinking among teens, to finding solutions to the challenges of climate change. I love people who are trying to solve problems, and I hope you'll join me each week to hear their stories on the Tell Us How to Make It Better podcast.
Greetings, Goofy. I'm Camrain Aline Maharet Jarrell, aka Transnito, BKA Tranos. Say it with your whole chest, or I'll seduce your dad and biopeg him at the family get-together. Try me. I'm the host of Tranos and the Lived Experience, a podcast about current events, comedy, and calamity. Everywhere podcasts can be streamed, Tranos and the Lived Experience, the show that force feeds you clam strips in a White Castle parking lot.